We're going to go over the differences between Star Ocean Second Story R and some of Star Ocean 2's previous iterations, focusing more on the features that the game seems to have added. I want to cover and make a list of what we seem to have found in the various trailers that have actually been out there on the internet for a couple of days now. They're just kind of hard to find. Additionally, I'm going to share my reaction to the trailer because I was just so excited about this and Super Mario RPG. My head was spinning. So I'm going to share the reaction to the trailer and then we'll hop into the list of all of the changes between the new version and the old versions. Before we get into it, I'm Solace. This is Solace and Dread. We produce reaction videos as well as analytical content primarily focused on Square Enix, Nintendo, and Capcom publications. I was just as hyped about this game as I was Super Mario RPG.
She can also be purchased on its own.
That looks so cool.
Two worlds, one fateful encounter.
Oh no.
A remake of the second
Meltdown.
Star Ocean game,
Meltdown.
complete
What
with new
the
graphics
shit?
that fuse 2D and 3D,
It's
is on the way.
HD! It's
After a
HD
mission
2D!
goes wrong, Federation Officer Claude is stranded on an undeveloped planet.
Please breathe.
There,
Please
he meets
remember to
Rena,
breathe.
who
You're not
possesses
breathing.
mystical
Breathe.
powers. Was it fate or mere
Breathe.
coincidence?
Yeah. In and
Soon
out.
after, the two get entangled in a sinister plot within the galaxy. In this science fantasy
these
RPG,
are two of
select either
Solace's
Claude
favorite
or
games.
Rena as your hero and play through
They're
the
Literally-
story from
they're
their
often
perspective.
ranked like tied.
You'll also meet over
So-
a dozen potential allies from all walks of life. During your adventure, the hero you chose
Whoa,
and the
my
decisions
God.
you make will
Shout
have
out
an
to anybody
impact
that
on who
watched
can
the
be
anime
recruited
of this,
to your
though.
cause.
Oh, right?
Battles take place in real time, and
Real
skills can be
time?
performed
They
with
always
a
did,
single
though.
button.
Oh.
This looks gorgeous!
New
It does.
combat features in this remake include stunning enemies with chain attacks. And having allies not in your current party unleash follow-up attacks.
What? That's
Letting
new!
you map out strategic battles in your favor. As you search for a way home, an ancient prophecy will unfold and your destiny will be awakened. Save the planet in Star Ocean
I'm
the
out of
Second
tears. I
Story
can't-
R, launching on Nintendo Switch November 2nd.
You were literally holding yourself together. Do you need a hug?
It's
Are you
time
okay?
to move it.
So, Black Claude Kenny is going to join you. First, we're going to talk about the battle system changes. Now, we don't have everything, but we've been able to decipher a pretty good amount. Some of it we're still theorizing on, but despite our best efforts, we weren't able to get concrete answers on all of it. So let's talk about the battle UI first. The combat of Star Ocean is what defines this series. They definitely did a lot of overhauling and expanded the battle systems. The big new additions are on the bottom left and on the bottom right of the new UI. Now that the games are in a wider screen ratio, we have a little bit more screen space to play with. So everything that you see is definitely a little bit more crisp. The sprite work looks very much the same, but the way that they are more crisp and defined and pop out, that's just that 2.5D effect, where they have an appearance of being beveled or embossed. Also, if you look at the damage numbers, they're definitely a lot cleaner than they previously were. HP and MP seem largely the same, they just use pictures now instead of words, which definitely makes the UI look a little bit cleaner. They have the names for the attacks at the top of the screen, and they seem to have all of the battle conversations displayed at the top right of the screen. They talk a lot during combat, and a lot of times they're yelling out their moves, but it looks like these are communications between the characters. Now, as for this gauge on the bottom right, what we have confirmed is that this is the battle gauge that allows for usable buffs, and the points are accrued by completing combos. Whether or not you can change that buff, we don't know, but this is definitely something from Star Oceans of the past. Additionally, there seems to be significance placed in breaking your opponents now, and this can be chained. We aren't certain on what benefits this provides, but the working assumption right now is that this is a stun. Now there's the feature that I'm most excited about, which is the assault actions. The assault actions seem to allow you to use abilities from your characters that are waiting in reserve. So while you can only have 4 party members in a battle at any given time, it seems like you can call them in to perform specific actions once their cooldown bar is ready. This is a huge win. This works very similarly to how it worked in Tales of Arise whenever you used inactive party members' abilities. We did confirm that you can only use one character at a time, and you cannot pull out another character until the first one has completed their action and are back into your bar. One of the reasons that this is particularly exciting is these characters that are on reserve are technically participating in battle. Star Ocean is an old RPG. It's one of the games that didn't have EXP share. It made it difficult to level up your active party as well as your inactive party. With the inclusion of their battle skills in combat, it would justify an EXP share for inactive party members. So no more having to grind your secondary party or worrying about leaving them in the dust. I'm really excited about this because that takes away a lot of the grind in the game. Another one of my favorite new features is how magic works in the game. Not only is it multi-hit, but it no longer freezes the screen. In the previous iterations of Star Ocean, spells would completely halt combat, whether it was restorative or attack. Additionally, spells would only hit one time when they struck their opponents. This limitation largely kept you from utilizing spellcasters in the game. Now that spellcasters no longer interrupt the flow of battle, this completely opens up your character roster and makes it far more balanced. Magic being multi-hit is extremely exciting. I don't even know which characters I'm going to use anymore. Now we can talk about the obvious, the look of the game. Looking at the combat between the two of these games, both the remake and the original, the frame rate is pretty obvious. The graphics are insanely better. Everything just seems more crisp. There's definitely an appearance of new cutscenes as well as new in-game cutscenes, which look vastly better from their original counterparts. Additionally, there seems to be moments where your party members follow you on screen. Additionally, we caught a glimpse of the minimap. There also seems to be an indicator. We're assuming that this is a quest indicator. In the previous game, your sprites moved along a still shot background with invisible pathways, unless you're on the world map, of course. Having large, fully 3D environments is a huge new change to the game, and the camera pulls in a lot closer. While we're talking about the look of the game, we can take a look at some of the settings that they give you to customize your playthrough. We haven't been able to confirm any of the additional settings in the game, but it does look like it's using the dub from Star Ocean 2 Second Evolution, but having that option there seems to imply that there is an option at some point to switch between that and a different dub. Which dub, I'm not sure, but it is nice to have the option. Turning off the event art is a nice touch as well. And the background music, it seems like you can choose between the new arrangement or the original music. Now, whether or not you can listen to the PlayStation version or the Second Evolution version, that remains to be determined. One of the most important changes to me personally is the music. The original composer has rejoined the team and completely rearranged his tracks and added a few new songs. From what we've heard already, it sounds so much more punched up from the originals. It should be noted that Star Ocean's music is some of the best JRPG music of all time, if not some of the best video game music of all time. Finally, this is the first of the Star Ocean games that isn't being developed by Tri-Ace. Now, there is definitely still an artist attached from the Tri-Ace team, but it does look like it's now this company, Gemdrops, which I've never heard of them, but if I were to guess, the jump from the original format to the 2.5D is beyond the scope of Tri-Ace, and outsourcing this to Gemdrops while utilizing the Tri-Ace staff for decisions seems to be the direction for this Star Ocean. I'm really looking forward to making more content with this game. We've kicked around some ideas for some lore videos. We already have a video out there. If you are new to the Star Ocean series and this caught your eye, we made a video detailing everything that you need to know about Star Ocean. And this was prior to Star Ocean 6's release, but it's still just as helpful to know all the context today. So make sure you check that video out. Link for that will be in the description. There might be an info card. But that's it from me. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon, and long live the Turtle Kingdom.